Dennis, frustration your main emotion tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think everything about the game today was frustrating. You know, I'm not blaming officials because we've got a job to do in 90 minutes, but they can certainly try and let us have a tempo in the game. We're at home. I spoke to the referee at half-time going back out and said, can you stop talking to players and either dish a yellow card out or don't dish it out, because when we train, we go ball on hand, we bowl and we want to play, we want to get a tempo in it. But 5 minutes into the second half, what does he do? He calls their centre half from one end of the pitch all the way up to the other end of the pitch, has a chat with him and sends him back. You know, so within 5 minutes, he just would not let us get a tempo in that game. They've got 1-0 in front, they've done a professional job, they've not allowed us, free kicks, wasting time, everything you need to do when you're 1-0 up, and I would do the same thing, but it's the referee's job to either allow it or not allow it, and today, I thought it was a not very good effort.
They perhaps delivered the perfect away performance. They got the goal and then they sat on it, and you didn't quite have that guile just to break them down in the last third.
Well, I think they live the charm life. You say guile, I think we've had 6 or 7 good opportunities. You know, the keepers had one off the line from their own player. Dale's had a one-on-one with the keeper. Back stick there with 2 minutes to go. Kane Felix got a free header. On the other side, a couple of minutes before that, we've had an header that's gone straight across the goals. I think we've had countless opportunities to score a goal. We just haven't done it. So I don't think the chances were at a premium. We just didn't take them.
Quick chance to bounce back now, though. That must be the positive. You haven't got to sit on it for a week. You've got a chance on Monday to try and get another victory on the board.
Absolutely. That's what I said to the players. It's always nice when you play Saturday and a Monday, because if you do lose on the Saturday, you can put it right 2 days later rather than fermenting on it for a week. So I thought it was a really good performance from us today. You know, this time last year we got beat up by Ferriby and lost 3-0 at their place. This year they didn't dominate us. I think they played with a bit of fear against us, so they certainly respected us. And I thought we was on top for generally most of the game. You know, they've got an own goal, and apart from that, I can't really remember any chances they've created. They've just, you know, smashed it really from back to front most of the time. The little right winger done well at times, trying to take people on, but other than that, it was pretty much Route 1 football, and Tom Denton's an handful up front. But we've looked after him for most of the game. They've got themselves in front with an own goal, and then it's the onus is us to try and break them down. And we've tried, and we just haven't took our chances. We've created some. And
given your home form, given your start to the season, they paid you the ultimate compliment by changing the system and playing 5 across the back effectively at times. They've been 4-4-2 for most of the season.
Well, I mean, that's down to them, but, you know, we've got a good home record on the back end of last year, so they have to respect that, and we've won 3 games out of 3. So, you know, they was fortunately in a position where they got 1-0 in front. It might have been different if we'd have gone 1-0 in front, but at the moment they've gone 1-0 in front, and they can afford to sit back. But, you know, I thought we've done really well today. It's probably as good as we've played so far this season. We've created the opportunities, but just haven't taken them. But we've got 9 points, and, you know, 2 points a game is 8 points after 4 games. So we're in front of schedule. I don't know where it leaves us in the league, not that it matters at this stage, but we'll look forward hopefully to Monday, and if we get ourselves 3 points, who knows where that'll leave us.
And a big call for you today in goal with Matt Gledhill's clearance finally arriving. Could Sam Vince feel a little aggrieved to be left out today, do you think?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, people look at it strongly because it's a goalkeeping position. You know, at the end of the day, if I change an outfield player, we've never had the same team all this year, and we've won 3 football matches. If I change an outfield player, there's no big problems, but you know, my tactic was today that they had Tom Denton up front, who's 6'4", 6'5". Matt's, I think, 6'3" or whatever he is. I just thought they're going to put a lot of balls into our box, and I thought Matty might have been better to deal with that situation. It was simply that, and I told Sam that before the game. You know, you're really unfortunate to be left out. You know, he's done okay in the 3 games, and I just thought with a lot of crosses coming in, I didn't want any mistakes in that area. So I said to him he could well play on Monday. You know, today was a tactic, and if I go into a game on Monday and leave a player out because I'm making a tactical decision, then I'll leave that player out. So the goalkeeper's no different. We've got 3 goalkeepers, and if I choose a goalkeeper, you know, no one complained in the World Cup when he put his goalkeeper on to save the penalties, and he saved 2 penalties. So you make a tactical decision. Matt's not done a lot wrong today. He ain't had a lot to do, just like Sam hasn't had a lot to do. So it's a decision I've made. I don't think it's backfired on me in a sense. It's not like he's made a clanger or any bad mistakes. I've got 2 very good goalkeepers at the football club, and only one of them can play.
And Tamworth Monday, they've not had the greatest start after relegation, but at home they'll be a threat, as you saw last season in the FA Trophy.
Well, it plays no relevance last year because, you know, they've got 16, I think, new players. I don't think there's hardly a player there from there last year. So It's a completely new entity, us going to Tamworth. Yes, we know it's a formidable place to go, but they haven't started that well. We're full of confidence, and I'm hopeful we can go there and get a result.
And squad-wise, you'll be pretty similar. You're still missing a couple today with Derby and Newsham, who are a little way off, I think, but a few bumps and bruises today to contend with.
Yeah, a few bumps and bruises today. Joe McGee's obviously got clattered into the sidewall and his knees flared up. You know, another really a horrendous bit of physicality from their players that the referee didn't deal with, and we'll lose James McGee for Monday. But yeah, we've got players out. We've had them out since the start of the season. We've got on with it and won 3 out of 4. So we won't moan about the players being out. We'll just pick a side, whoever's fit, and then we'll try and win a football match on Monday.